New from ESCO Institute. This is what people are saying about the ESCO EPA Section 608 online interactive course.
Great presentation and understanding of materials. The clarity of topics are consistent, which helps the learning process immensely.
The flashcards, along with the excellent graphics and clear instructions, are fantastic.
I took the 608 core test before I came here and got 45%. After taking the ESCO course, I passed with 85%.
Do you need to get 608 certified? You will find the ESCO EPA Section 608 interactive course on the HVAC Learning Network. The HVAC are industry's leading source of online and digital content. Visit us at hvacr.elearn.network.
Man, oh man.
I'm hearing the background music.
Oh,
Can we wait till that goes away?
Oh no, I'm gonna double check is my audio coming through okay? Is it sound decent on your end, or is
Your audio is coming through great. It's just that we
Okay.
have some background music.
Yeah, I thought I would leave that going for a minute while I was double checking all my audio and
Great
video.
idea. Little elevator, you know.
'Cause for those that are joining us, boy, you want to talk about coming down to the wire. We were actually going to cancel this because I've been on the road. I was up at Napanee, Indiana all week getting the solar installed on that new mobile studio. Wasn't gonna be able to get back in time, and literally I got in my door about 4 minutes ago. My poor wife, she's like, hi, bye. The dogs were freaking out because like, why is dad running through the house? What's going on?
We're gonna change the world.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was quite the interesting rush, but I'm grateful that you're hanging out here with us. And, I don't know if we're going to have much of a crowd today. I hope that we do. We don't normally do a late show like this. And I just put out the social blast today, so we'll see. I'd hopefully we'll get some people. We got some that are joining us for sure. I see already from LinkedIn. There's some. If you want to let us know in the chat, anyone that's joining us, we're grateful to have you here. We're gonna spend some time today talking about a really interesting topic that we're going to start having to think about, and especially in our classrooms and as contractors. It's going to be huge that we start understanding how artificial intelligence is starting to move into our world. And Brigham Dickinson is a specialist in the customer service side of things, the CSR professionals, and many a times technicians and students, they come out of programs, they get out into the field, they decide, maybe I don't like this, maybe I like being inside, maybe I like working with people more. And so a big part of our industry is customer service. And even if you're in the field, like our role is customer service, right? We are there to serve our customer. And even as educators, that's what we're doing. We are serving our students, our customers, and the contractors that we're preparing the students to go to work for when they leave our program. So we're going to spend some time in a topic that you have been doing a lot of research on. And when we did a conversation on it last week, I thought, man, this really is something that we need to be discussing because it's moving into everyone's world. Katie, thanks for joining us over in Hillsboro, Missouri. So, do you have your presentation handy, Brigham? Or
Sure do.
Oh,
sure do.
fantastic.
Let me preface it really quick for those of you who are tuning in. And by the way, realize that it is later. I'm prepared. We're going to absolutely make it worth your while. So make sure you're in a comfortable position.
Right.
Make sure you minimize distractions. There's a lot of fear around AI.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time we're done with this, I feel like I can dispel most of it.
Okay.
So with that, why don't we go ahead and jump in? Let me make sure that we have the visual with the PowerPoint here.
Okay.
Do I do a plus sign? Presentations.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go. Yeah, I think we still had it loaded, actually. Oh, you know what? I think I did have it loaded. Hold on a minute. Let me try real quick on my side. I think.
I can send it to you
No,
real
it's
quick
not.
if you'd like.
Yeah, it's up to you. Either you can do the plus sign and add it there, or you can send it to me and I can upload it. Either one should work fine. I think we shared it from your side the last. No, I did do it, didn't I? All right, let me hop in my email real quick.
Is there a way to just share it, or do I have to upload it?
If you share screen, you should be able to.
Yeah, let's do that. Local video extra. It just says presentations, extra camera, local video.
Okay. That's the other camera. Let me see real quick. Let me hop in here.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember how we shared that the last time. So I'll tell you what, while we're doing that, let me hop in my email and
I'm going to send you a link so you can see what I'm seeing. Hold on one quick second. Copy link. View only. Should I text it to you? Or
you can just email it. It would be fine. Or you can upload it from here. Actually, that might even work better. So you see where it says that plus sign and you have presentations?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and upload it there, and then it should give it as a player for us in here.
Let's see if it'll give me the ability to do that.
Okay. And for those that are hanging in with us, waiting in the chat, why don't you let us know the AI that you have been encountering in the industry, because we're starting to hear that buzz. Like everybody says, artificial intelligence is coming to what we do. Artificial intelligence is coming to what we do. And I think if we spend a little bit of time just talking about it and helping everyone be aware and to, prepare for it, it will really make a difference. Yeah, you're right, Howard. It's better late than never. You should have seen me rushing down the highway with the 20-foot studio on the back. Going, I'm getting good at hauling this thing around in a hurry.
Do you see the email that I sent you?
Oh, let me hop up in there real quick. And Brigham, we've lost your camera feed, I think, when you were showing that.
It's because I was fiddling with this.
Yeah, absolutely. Brigham, if you want to, while we're pulling that up, if you want to introduce yourself to the audience and tell us all a little bit about you and like your exposure in our industry. For sure.
As this is uploading, you guys. So I started with a company called Power Selling Pros. This is over 15 years ago now. And one of my clients, a plumbing company, heating, cooling, and plumbing company, was concerned about his leads. Mm-hmm. I was doing some marketing for a company called Oozle Media, digital marketing and SEO. And Troy said, Brigham, these leads are no good. And I said, what do you mean the leads are no good? And he says, well, they just want a ballpark price. They just want to know what you charge to come out. They just want to talk to a technician.
No.
And I said, Troy, those are leads.
Yeah.
They're leads, and you just need to know how to book them. And by the way, it was 2008. What other leads are you going to get, Troy? Everybody's concerned about time. Yeah. Exactly. So everybody's going to want a ballpark price. They're all going to want to know what you charge to come out. They're all going to want to talk to a technician. So it was a matter of helping Troy see that it wasn't the calls that he was getting. It was the people who were answering the phones. They needed to perform at a much higher level. The same is true today. Whatever level they were performing at before, they need to perform at a much higher level now. Sure. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So do you see that email?
Yeah, it's actually loading and processing right now. So I'm going to hang in here while it's processing. One of the comments came in from Katie was that, she's limited as an instructor on what she's been introduced into AI. And I think that's really one of the reasons I wanted to touch on this, because AI is moving into so many different applications. A lot of the software that we will be using for running service calls, for ordering parts, as well as just on the whole customer experience side. And there's a lot of jobs that are at risk for being eliminated by the capabilities of artificial intelligence. But we keep saying in the HVAC, in building sciences, that any trade, the labor side of the trades is very, very secure. But when we start talking about like what's happening for the operation of our business and the software that we use, well, that's a whole different story. because we are already seeing it. I've seen some artificial intelligence that is answering phone calls that sometimes difficult to tell if it's even artificial or whether it's a human being. And so one of the things that we're going to really be looking at is we are all going to experience artificial intelligence in software, in a variety of different things, but how we utilize it and how we manage it is really, that's going to be the difference, because there's always got to still be some human interaction. At least I hope there is.
Well, let me just say this. If the human interaction goes away entirely, what's going to happen is all the AI is going to sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
And if everybody sounds the same, how do you differentiate yourself and justify the price that you charge?
Oh, so true.
It's going to be a whole lot harder if you completely go to AI.
Right.
In addition to that, when a difficult call comes in and a customer is feeling stressed, say they got an air conditioner that's not working, or say, for example, on the electrical side, they have zero power. It's a whole house electrical failure. Water coming up from multiple pipes. Guess what? I do not want to talk to a robot.
Right.
I need somebody, and I need somebody now. So chances are, if you go completely to AI, there's a lot of opportunity that you will miss, and it's going to be harder for you to justify your price. So you want to be very careful with that. And that's, of course, one of the things we're going to be talking about today. Are you able to go from slide to slide?
Yeah. And why don't you give it a try too? See if you can hover over where the slides are and see if you have some arrows up at the top.
Arrows.
Oh, here it is. I can give you.
Oh, I see the arrows.
Yeah. You should have control now. Yeah, there we go.
We're rolling. Okay.
Right.
So thanks for your patience, you guys. So Power Selling Pros started with just me in 2008. And after I helped Troy increase his call conversion by about 20%, his friends started calling me as well. Mm-hmm. And then I started calling all my friends. You guys don't have a lot of friends. They all work with me. And we've had a lot of fun for over 16 years now. And we have trainees in our program, and our goal is to take them through 4 levels of certification. So you can see everybody there holding a certification.
Right.
So it's a bit of a university, just like ESCO, but we focus in on soft skills and the customer experience. And we have over 1,500 trainees in our program. And the program itself takes about 1.5 years to complete. And many of our clients just stay on after that 18 months, just because they want to stay crisp on their ability to take great care of the customer and provide a phenomenal customer experience.
Yeah, keep their new skills sharp.
You got it.
Absolutely.
You got it. You know, you don't go to the gym once, right? No. You don't go to church once and think you're good.
Yep.
Right?
That's a great analogy. Yeah, you're right. It's repetition.
Exactly. Me myself, I have a passion. I love working with contractors, and I love getting out there. In fact, one of my clients in Kansas, Manhattan, Kansas. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Manhattan, Kansas.
I have not.
But you hear Manhattan, you think New York.
Been to Manhattan.
There's also a Manhattan in Kansas.
All right.
DeHart, we're going to be doing some workouts in the morning and some cold plunges before we go out and have fun with the tech. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
Why I do the gym stuff? Well, because contractors know that I'm a bit of a gym rat, and so they like to take their team through challenges while I'm there, because they know I'm game. Let's do it.
Hey, let's do it. We can't just speak. We're going to have fun. We're going to.
That's right. That's
enjoy
right.
This.
Now, listen. Imagine the level of difficulty speaking in front of a group when you just got out of a 40-degree tub. Right? You sit in that 40-degree tub for 10 minutes, then throw your clothes on and try and speak in front of people. I'm telling you, Clifton, it is very difficult.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So they're used to me shivering as I go along. So anyway,
listen to me.
We're gonna make it happen. Okay. So I go out and have a lot of fun, get in a technician uniform and mix it up with the technicians, as well as train the CSRs. And I am not afraid to jump on the phones as well. So if you have me out to your office, buckle up. We're gonna have some fun. So I do a lot of that. Yeah.
Which I enjoy. I love your enthusiasm and your passion, your animation. I mean, it makes for just such a good educational experience.
You guys, this is fun.
That's right.
And sometimes we forget how fun it is. We get caught up in the minutia of it all. We have one customer yell at us and we're like, I hate my job.
Fun.
Bro,
I'm out.
come on. Right? That's also fun if you look at it the right way, especially if you're able to turn that frown upside down. Right?
Yep.
Sometimes when people say, I want my money back, what they're really saying is I want you to understand me. I want you to actually care, sincerely care about my situation. And I need to feel reassured that you're going to help me from here on out. Yes, that was awful. That was a bad experience. If we can agree on that, I'm good. Just as long as you're going to come out and fix it and take care of me. You see, at the end of the day, when people say, I want my money back, what they're really saying is I need my emotional needs met. I need to feel understood. I need to feel cared about. I need to feel reassured. And of course, that's something that we teach on a regular basis. On the regular, if you know what I mean.
That's very intriguing because when you think about it, like what does the money represent to any of us? That means time away from my family, doing something so that I can provide for you. That means my time. That means a lot. That means an emotional connection to things. And so it all comes back to the emotions and the time we invest to earn our money. And so that's really what they're talking about, or even us, is it's not the money. It's the emotion. It's the me.
Yeah. And if you have a money tolerance, let's say that in your mind, you know what, if it's $1,000 or less, because for me, anything around $1,000 or less, and maybe even more in some situations, I'm simply going to say, it's not about the money for me.
Right.
I don't care about the money. I'll give it all back to you. What I care about is that you are taken care of and that your needs are met. So let's start there. Okay. Money's not the issue. It's you and your needs. Let's start there. And it's a great way to kind of get that out of the way and let them just realize, wow, this person really does care.
Right.
They really do want to help me. So let's jump into this because we could go off on that all
I love that.
day.
That's
you
a
know
great
that.
Topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the great pendulum swing. Here's the thing we need to be cautious about with technology. As business owners, we get distracted by shining objects. Okay, AI, you guys, is the shiniest object we've had in years.
I agree.
It's oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. And you know who is the most distracted? PE groups. Why? Because they believe in their heart of hearts, I'm going to save a bunch of money. I'm going to get rid of my entire call center. It's going to be and it's a mistake. It's a mistake. And as we go through this, I'll show you why. The main reason is that AI is not there yet. It's not there yet. Okay. A trained and incentivized human over the phone and in the home is going to beat AI every day of the week. Now, I realize that when you listen to AI, you think it's really cute. You're like, look at how it's kind of like a toddler, right? And when a toddler stands up and walks 2 steps, you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And you're really excited about it. You're really excited about it. But here's the thing. It's a toddler.
Right.
Okay. When it goes to the restroom, everybody chills. Guess what? An adult goes to the restroom. Nobody celebrates. Okay. It's expected. It's expected. But with AI, it's this amazing new thing. And slow down. Slow down. It's missing calls. Sometimes it double books. This is the last thing you want to pioneer. This is the last thing you want to be the guinea pig for, because it will cost you customers.
Yeah.
So what do? We go into it very slowly. Okay. We don't take a blind eye to it, but we go into it very slowly and very cautiously, because any wrong move will cost us money. Okay. Will cost us customers. Our goal is to make sure we have a phenomenal customer experience. Okay. And if we make a change to AI, we do it for our customers, not for us, not for our pocketbooks.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. All right. You PE groups, are you listening to me?
That's a
I
great
know what I'm talking about. Okay. So here's a quote by Allen. Okay. if we don't keep the human element in a customer-centric business, we won't stay customer-centric for very long.
Ooh.
All right, so what does that mean? Well, what that means is that we are all about the customer. The reason why PE groups got excited about this industry in the first place is because the margins are good. Okay?
Yep.
Also, keep in mind why we left new construction. Why did we leave new construction? Because we'd have to put in 10 systems a day to make money.
Right.
So we got out of new construction. Didn't make any sense. We went into residential because we could install 4 systems a day and do very well financially. Take great care of the customer. They're happy. And we're happy because we're providing for our families and for our employees. Okay, that is it's a Chick-fil-A model. It's a customer-centric model. If we take out the human element, we take the risk of also taking out the customer centricity. We become the Amazon model. Now, the Amazon model works, but guess what? They have to move a whole lot more units to make their money. Welcome back to new construction.
Exactly.
Good job. Okay. Any comments there, Clifton?
Yeah, I do, because I know Howard is on with us today, and we had this discussion a few weeks ago about autonomous hamburger restaurants, right? So chain of hamburger restaurants that are completely autonomous. There's no interaction. So at the end of the day, yeah, their margins have changed, but what happens when it comes out wrong? Like, what happens when I get my sandwich and it has a pickle on it that I didn't want? Who am I going to talk to? Am I going to make a new order? So it is hard to imagine anything operating on solely AI, solely technology.
Yes. All right. There are so many variables. The bottom line is this. AI is a mathematical algorithm. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? What it means is it does not have feelings. It does not feel. Okay? It does not care about you. I know that's kind of harsh, but it's the truth. It doesn't even know that you exist.
Right.
And so if something is off or if something doesn't work out right, and the human needs a little bit more, they need more verbal coddling, so to speak.
Exactly.
And the algorithm doesn't have the equation for that, doesn't compute that. We might lose that opportunity. We might lose that customer. I have a client. I probably shouldn't name who they are. Let me just say they're a very big client of mine.
Yeah.
And they switched over too quickly to AI over the summertime. And in August, they called me and they said, Brigham, we need to get our team back into coaching right away. And I said, whoa, you seem frantic. What happened? Well, we came to find out that 60% of our customers don't like talking to robots.
Yeah.
Okay, this is in August. They should have figured this out back in May. We went through the entire busy season and heating and cooling season. And August, we decide to go back to humans. Now we got to wait till next summer to do well.
Yeah, to repair our damages we've already created.
So harsh lessons that we learned. And for what? To save a few bucks? Let's not be silly. Let's not be silly. Let's not swing from one pendulum to the next. And let's certainly not be the guinea pig for AI as it goes from being a toddler to a full-fledged adult.
Okay. I like that approach.
Okay. So what's the big idea? Well, the big idea is balance. The win is in the balance. Okay. AI for coverage, humans for connection, and then leadership to make it work. You see, one of the things that's happening here when I say leadership is that leaders go, oh, the AI will do it. I don't have to babysit anymore. I don't have to motivate. I don't have to constantly, get people off their duff and get them going anymore. Wrong. That's going to cost you money. Don't do that. Okay. There are no quick fixes here. There are no easy buttons. Sorry.
Let's be realistic.
You're still going to have to lead. You're still going to have to be very wise with this. All right. So here we go. What are we seeing right now? Why is AI in the picture? Well, because we have a ton of missed calls, right? If everybody's on the phone's ringing. What does the CSR say? Well, what am I supposed to do? I'm on an important call, right? I get it. You want me to be faster. My calls are already 4 minutes long. If I'm any faster, it's going to affect quality. Is that what you want? Of course, it's not what we want. So that call is going to go somewhere. All right. And right now, it's got to be picked up by someone or something, and that necessitates AI. Okay. Unanswered website forms. You're on a bunch of phone calls throughout the day, and somebody goes onto your website and they fill out a form. They submit it. How long do they wait? I don't know, 30 seconds before they go on to the next website.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody has any patience anymore. Thank you, Amazon. Right. Ignored social messages, right? We get so cute on TikTok these days. We're doing backflips off of condensers. People are loving it, right? It's fantastic. But if we don't respond to those direct messages immediately, quickly, they're not going to have the patience to wait for a response. All right. Texting. We have this really cool bot that you can go in and you can send a text message, but if we don't have a response for them, or if the response is too canned, we have an opportunity to miss that customer. Okay. So this is what's necessitating AI right now. This is what's bringing AI to the forefront. We want to use it for that, for sure. Okay.
Well, we've been witnessing this exact same thing here at ESCO, right? We are busting at the seams. Everyone here is working to the hilt. And our customer service, we have an entire customer service team up at the office in Chicago. And they're all they're ready to pull their hair out as well. But we pride ourselves on having human communication, human interaction. But we're also having to look at the balance going, but when we don't connect that human to something, we can really start disappointing people.
Yes. Yeah. So there's a balance that we need to make, and it's just a matter of striking that balance.
Okay.
Now, as Clifton and I were preparing for this, we were geeking out about customer service, and we were talking about the Chick-fil-A model versus the McDonald's model. You guys, both models work. Okay, you go into McDonald's, there's no line, and for a very good price, you can get food. All right, food that tastes good as long as you get it fresh. Right. So you wait 10 minutes, it probably won't be as good. So eat it quick. So you go and there's this nice big screen. In fact, there's usually two of them in any given McDonald's these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they have found that by ordering on this screen, as opposed to ordering in front of a person, that you actually order more food. And so they're like ecstatic.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, it's really fascinating. But they do, on average, order more on that flat screen than they would with a person over the intercom through the drive-thru, which is fantastic. And so you do your order, and of course, the person who says your name, they call out your name for you to grab your food, and there's no eye contact or anything. There's just like, Clifton, and they go back to what they're doing. Yeah, and we're good. Hey, we're great. Everything's great. We paid a low price for food that we can eat, and especially breakfast, right? They do well during the morning, and it's fantastic. It's a model that works. Mm-hmm. Then you have the Chick-fil-A model. Now, the biggest issue with Chick-fil-A is that the only way they lose a customer is in the long line. So what does Chick-fil-A do? Instead of getting rid of people, they've doubled down on their people. And they doubled down on the amount of people who are ushering the customers through the line.
Oh.
Yeah. And they
I thought about that.
Yeah. Look, you could be a mile back and they're going to take your money. Okay. Because once you're committed, guess what? You're committed.
Right. I'm in.
Yeah, you're in. And we're going to get you through this line as quickly as possible. And, it may take 15 minutes, but by the time you get to the window, you've had 2 or 3 people smile at you and say, my pleasure. And you're feeling really good about staying in that line. So isn't that amazing that you actually feel good about waiting?
Yeah.
Sorry, Amazon, right? It doesn't always have to be like Amazon. People are okay with waiting. And if you say things like, in fact, there's one time I drove through the window of a Chick-fil-A up to the window and I said, "Do you really freshly squeeze all that lemonade?" And man, she didn't miss a beat. She said, "Oh, absolutely, every day. Would you like to try some?" As if I've never had it. And of course, I acted coy. I was like, "Yeah, I wonder what it tastes like," even though I tried it. Exactly. And so I had some, and of course, I ordered an extra large. I paid more money than I would at McDonald's, and I was happy. So I waited longer, paid more. It didn't matter. That, my friends, is the residential. Yeah, it's the residential heating and cooling industry. This is why PE groups are so intrigued. Right?
Yeah.
Great word there, buzzword there, with our industry right now, and why we even have guys like the President of the United States wanting to invest in the trades in general, because of how well it does, regardless of the economy.
Very good point.
So this is a customer-centric business, you guys. You take the human out. How do you make it? How do you maintain customer centricity? Very difficult. So be careful with how you use AI. All right. So here are some of the things that we that kind of hold us back from providing a Chick-fil-A type experience. We have CSRs that quickly book calls without educating the customer on what's possible.
Oh.
All right. We don't talk about service agreements.
Options and stuff.
Yeah. We don't talk about mini splits when it makes sense. And why would we talk about mini splits over the phone? Well, if a customer says, "Hey, I've got this one room. I don't spend much time in there because it stays a little bit too hot in the summertime." Well, nowadays, you don't have to have zoning for that. Right? You can just have a mini split. And you guys don't even like to call it a mini split. I call it a smart split. Nobody wants a mini anything these days.
No, I mean, just give it
take
a fresh
look
name.
Yeah, take a look outside. You see the trucks. Okay, these aren't mini trucks. These are massive trucks with massive tires. Everything's bigger in the United States. If you ever go to a place like Australia, even their trucks are smaller. I don't know why it is outside the United States, but inside the United States, you guys, we like everything big, nothing mini. So don't call it a mini split ever again. Call it a smart split, because that's what it is. It's smart. It's smart because for a fraction of the cost of zoning, I can have a mini split inside this room and I can stay in it all day long because it keeps it to the temperature I'd like it.
I don't like the term mini split anyhow, and I think we're going to start adopting it. By golly, everyone in the audience, when you start hearing me talking about smart splits, you're going to go, "I remember that episode. I do," because you're right. I don't want a mini TV. I want a smart TV.
Yeah. And people are starting to sell more and more of these smart splits these days. Yep. Well, if that's what you're selling, don't call it a mini. Come on, guys. It's marketing.
Glamorize it a little bit.
Yeah. Look, if we can control up to 8 air handlers with one condenser, that's no longer mini.
That's a very good point.
Come on, you guys. All right. See, I told you you're going to have fun. All right. You're going to learn something.
These are such great conversations.
Okay. So stop chasing quick fixes. Right. Let's educate our customers. Did I talk about these others? Okay.
We missed
dispatchers.
Yes.
We went off on a
down the
shiny
rabbit holes,
object,
which we like to do.
but it was good. All right. So dispatchers, all right, they're talking to the customer as opposed to just saying, "Hey, so we're going to be out this afternoon between 2 and 4. Technician's on his way." The customer might say something. And if they say something, cue in on that. "Hey, be sure to talk to your technician about that because we offer X, Y, and Z." And when you call the technician, you say, "Hey, just spoke with the customer. He's there. He's waiting for you. And guess what? He brought up X, Y, and Z. Will you please talk to him about A, B, and C?" Absolutely. Boom. See, this is us being smart. AI doesn't do this. All right. Humans should be doing this, but sometimes they get casual in their work habits, and we need for them to not do that. Okay. If anything, we should allow AI help us realize that we need to be better than we used to be.
I like that.
Because if all we're doing is booking calls, if all we're doing is letting the customer know the technician's on his way, if all we're doing is swapping out a part, without explaining why, we're losing opportunities there. And this is why people are thinking about switching over to AI, because we are not going the extra mile like we should.
We're taking the easy button that may not be the value in easy.
Yeah. And we're justifying why AI should be around. Don't do that. Step it up. Let's go. All right. So stop chasing quick fixes. Instead, let's build trust that lasts. Okay. Let's demonstrate our indispensability. What does that mean? That you can't be replaced. All right. I don't think there's anything more to say there.
No.
All right. So what is technology's role? AI can plug the gaps, right? While we're taking great care of customers, educating them over the phone and in the home, let's let the AI take whatever we don't pick up initially. And let's make sure that we're as quick as possible to get back in touch with them. The first question we ask is, hey, how was our AI bot? Did you like the experience? Did you not like the experience? Let's at least show that we care about their experience. Let that be the first question we ask. And if they say it was great, great. If they say it was not so great, then we give that feedback to whoever's in charge so that they know, right? After hours, overflow. So if everybody's on the phone, have AI pick up. And then, of course, multi-channel capture, right? Regardless of whether it's a direct DM from social media, whether it's a web form, let's pick those bad boys up. Let's pick them up quickly. And then track employee performance. You guys, we've got great technology like Lace for CSRs over the phone that tracks performance over the phone, as well as Rilla and Field Pro from Service Titan. Field Spark just came out. Tommy Mello's product, which is similar to Rilla and Field Pro. Tons of tech out there that will help you track employee performance and make it easier for you to provide a whole lot more training than you used to.
Which is a key. You know, one of the things that I've seen in utilizing AI for curriculum, and I haven't seen it much in our industry yet, in our classrooms, but I've seen it in many other curriculums where we're actually utilizing it to look for the results, particularly in homework assignments and assessments, to look for the gaps. And I know here at ESCO, that's one of the primary reasons that we have trackability for all of the HVAC excellence certifications, is so that we can compare against, other data, other users, other schools. And when we start looking at that from a curriculum perspective, we are absolutely going to be seeing that utilized as we are moving all of your assessments into digital forms. There's tools within that. Now, does it take away all the human element? No, and I hope it doesn't, because we still have to feed good information into it.
Exactly. Okay. So being smart with our AI, it's fantastic. What's the leadership's role? Don't use AI as a mask for poor performance. Okay. If you got CSRs that are not performing, the answer is not, okay, fine, we'll just have AI answer the calls. All right. If we have dispatchers that aren't performing, if we have a team that is not performing, the last thing we do is replace them with AI. Okay. That's a mistake. Don't mask poor performance. Address poor performance. Okay. Don't obligate your team to long-term AI contracts. What does that mean? Well, right now, remember, we're dealing with toddlers. AI that doesn't exactly get it right now. Okay. They're all babies. Don't you dare be the guinea pig, and don't you dare sign up for 12 months to look. When an AI company makes you agree to a 12-month contract, they're essentially saying, hey, I want your money guaranteed for the next 12 months while I figure this out. Thank you for keeping me in business. Okay. That's not your job. If it's working, you keep paying. If it's not working, you shouldn't have to pay. Okay. This is the way we do our business. All right. If you ever feel like Power Slaying Pros isn't performing at a high level to get your team creating wow experiences for their customers, you give us a 30-day written notice and you're out. Okay. We're not going to obligate you to a 12-month program, whether you like it or not, whether it's working or not. That's just silly. Okay. It's going to cost you money. If you have AI, if you sign up for AI that's not working perfectly. Any questions or thoughts on that, Clifton?
No, I'm really starting to think about that, like from the leadership perspective. And, what is my solution? And I completely understand why you said that. If I'm offered a product now and I sign up for this product for 12 months, it may still be the same product 12 months from now because there was no reason for the distributor of the product to increase the product at the same price, right? And we know that the products are going to change. We absolutely know that. And from a leadership perspective, looking at our own customer service style team, where are the opportunities to work with both?
At the last event I was at, there was 7 different AI companies that said that they can answer phones. 7. Okay. If I obligate myself to one without trying the others for 12 months, there's a lot that can happen in 12 months.
You're right.
So instead, I want to be agile and test some of them out. If they're not willing to let me test them out, I'm not going to work with these toddlers. It's too new. I don't want to be your guinea pig. And I don't want to lose customers in the interim while you're figuring out how the AI is supposed to work. So no long-term contracts. You work with them to the point that it makes sense. And if it's not making sense, you want to be able to get out. So you get out. Okay. Why do I bring all this up? Because in the meantime, while AI is figuring things out, what should you be doing? You should be training your CSRs, your dispatchers, your technicians to perform at a high level, creating wow experience after wow experience after wow experience. All right. We have the ability using AI to track the performance of your CSRs, your dispatchers, your technicians, and your comfort advisors. So use AI that way. Let it track performance and then use that technology to hold your team accountable. So when we train CSRs, dispatchers, technicians, we hold them accountable to this type of performance. We want them to be super positive, and AI can track that. We want them to come across as very confident, and AI can track that. We want them to show the customer that they're listening, caring, and reassuring. All human emotional needs that every customer has, right? Mm-hmm. They want to feel understood, they want to feel cared about, and they want to feel reassured. In fact, Clifton, this is what we talked about in our last show together. Is we talked about the fact that the customer has a human emotional need to feel understood, cared about, and reassured. Yep. Okay, so AI will track all of that. Asking the right questions to encourage action. Questions like, when would you like to come out? When would you like to start? Or which one, if you're a technician, right? Creating value before you present any sort of fees whatsoever. And of course, being grateful. This is how you create a wow experience. And you can track all these things. You can track it via LACE. You can track it via Avoca. You can track it via Rilla. You can track it via Field Pro. You can track it via Field Spark. There's so much AI out there that will track your team's performance. And right now, that is the best way to use AI. Use it to hold your team accountable, perform at a high level. And if you don't have time to do it, get somebody from the outside to help you do it. Many times I ask a company, listen, how often do you train your technicians? Oh man, all the time, every day. It's like a badge of honor. I train them every day. Okay, cool. How often do you train your dispatchers and CSRs? Crickets. All right. So get somebody like Power Selling Pros to help facilitate that. And there are some cases where you don't have time to coach the technicians like you used to. A service manager may have 20 technicians. That's 4 appointments a day per technician. 4 appointments a day. Even if you do have the data through Rilla, through Field Pro, you don't have time to go through all those calls. All right. Get somebody from the outside to provide feedback for you. Okay. That's something we do on a regular basis.
So how do we gather that data?
It's a great question. So if we have access to a Rilla, for example, we'll use that AI and we'll look for specific things on there and we'll provide feedback using that AI. Same thing with LACE or Field Pro. Whatever product you have that's tracking performance, we'll use it. We'll tap into it and provide feedback on a regular basis. So for CSRs, we coach them twice a month, one-on-one, using their own phone calls through the AI the AI tool that you have. The same thing with technicians. Twice a month for about a half hour, we have that technician pull off to the side of the road in between calls, and we provide that coaching session using their own call. So we provide that accountability using their own performance.
Very interesting.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I'm thinking of the variety of applications of using that, even just outside the CSR and outside of the technician. I mean, I think about even in our own customer service platforms. If I'm a school administrator and I want to make sure that all of my educators are communicating the same message, how do I do that?
Brilliant idea. This is Tommy Mello. We're not going to, for the sake of time, we're not going to go over this video, but let me just say that he has 62 agents. He has AI that tracks the performance of each of his agents, and we provide the feedback and coaching for each of his agents, and he books 90% of his phone calls.
Wow.
Yes, he does very well, and we work very well in tandem. And again, this is AI doing what it does very well, which is tracking performance, and you hold them accountable to that performance. It's taking a second to jump to the next slide here.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's going to be some change, no matter how we look at it. There's going to be change in our structure, and even if we have like educators that are here that may not look at this as part of the training that we provide for our students, it is, because those students that are leaving knowing that the job looks different today than it did a couple of years ago. It definitely is not the same job when we were in the field, and it's going to look different next year.
That's right.
We have to be forward thinking.
Yeah. And once again, AI is going to get better. Let it get better. And if it makes sense at some point to start transitioning your CSRs into a different type position, because AI is getting better, it's going from a toddler to a full-fledged adult. Great. Right here, I've got exactly what you do with that team. Okay. What you can do is you can transition them to more of a dispatcher position. So let's say that for whatever reason, we've decided to let some of our CSRs turn into dispatchers because the AI is taking that first stab at booking the call. All right. So what can they do as dispatchers? Well, they can monitor reschedules, because sometimes the AI will accidentally double book. So you want to pay attention to that. If a customer calls in to reschedule with the AI, you want to be able to take a look at that and go, wait a minute. Okay, so let's say, for example, the AI looks at the schedule and goes, oh, there's no openings today, so they book for tomorrow. Well, who's to say that that customer really wanted somebody today? And who's to say that they will not call around to see if somebody will come out sooner? So even though they've booked an appointment for tomorrow, they might be calling around to see if somebody comes out sooner.
Absolutely.
So let's say that 5 minutes later, after the appointment's booked, somebody calls in and reschedules, and now we have an opening today. Or a technician gets done early in a specific area, and now we have an opening today. Well, 5 minutes ago, the AI thought we were booked today. Okay, so now there's an opening. You need to act like a dispatcher. You need to take a look at that. Somebody calls in to reschedule, or a technician gets done early in your area. You need to be able to call the customer that was just booked for tomorrow and say, hey, Mr. Jones,
By the way,
how was your experience with AI? It was okay. I just really wanted somebody today. Well, hey, you're in luck. That's why I was calling. We actually had an opening that just came up. There's a technician in your area. He's a half hour away. Does that work for you? Yes, that works great. Thank you so much. And now you look like the hero. Because we just provided a phenomenal customer experience, something that they did not expect. So monitoring reschedules as they come in and getting our customers in today as opposed to tomorrow, right? We keep today's board full, so we keep our technicians and our crews busy. So there's going to be a lot of that going on, especially with AI. AI is going to think you're booked and you're not, okay? And I've already mentioned double bookings. They might book twice. And then, of course, handling early technician finishes. Exactly. And I've talked about that as well. Okay. So there's a lot of things your CSRs can be doing if AI begins to start booking calls. You can also train humans to do outbound phone calls. Okay. There's a ton of reasons to call out. You can call out to ask how the AI was. How was their experience? You can talk about additional services. Say, for example, there's a customer that's always calling in for heating and cooling and never calling in about your plumbing services. Hey, Mr. Jones, did you know that we also provide plumbing? Oh, you happen to have a toilet that's leaking out the bottom? That's not good. How long have you been putting up with that? Weeks? Wow. What have you been doing? Just throwing towels around it? Oh my gosh, you don't have to put up with that. Let us take care of that. Let us send out a plumber as well. And that's what CSRs can do. All right. Mr. Jones, I'm looking at your notes. I noticed that you've called in a few times and you still don't have a membership with us, a preventative maintenance plan. Why not? And we can sell preventative maintenance plans. We can capture inside sales. Let's say that our comfort advisors weren't able to make the sell on the spot and they have difficulty following up with the customers. Color me surprised. So we have them.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. So we call, right? We call and we make sure that customer gets the attention they deserve, because chances are they may have said no with the comfort advisor, but the next day they might be ready to move forward, which is why we should call them. And if nothing else, let's schedule another comfort advisor visit to come out there. It is amazing to me how often a comfort advisor says, all right, I'll just leave this proposal with you because you're not ready to make a decision right now. And you call me if you really want to move forward. You guys, that's a mistake. A mistake. If they say they want to think about it, say, great. When would you like me to come back after you've had a chance to think about it? How bad do you want it? And your objective is to show them how badly you want it by your willingness to go back out. Okay? Do the extra stuff that other comfort advisors won't do. That's how you get it. All right? That's how you get it. And sometimes comfort advisors, they think, oh man, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want. Hey, if they like you, they're not going to think you're pushy. They're going to think you care. Okay? It's all in the way you do it. I teach comfort advisors to do that all the time. Go out twice.
See that.
Go out 3 times. It's a $20,000 job. Go out 4 times. Right? If you get out there and the CSR has done everything they could to make sure both decision makers were there the first time around, and for whatever reason something came up and now only one decision maker's there, happens all the time. You give the full presentation, the full 90 minutes. You give it your all. And at the end of that, you say, hey, look, the last thing I want is for you to have to convey everything I just went over with your spouse. Will you let me come back out? I'd really like to. Go through the inspections with your spouse, show him or her the things that we found, and just give you the kind of service that that you would expect. Would you let me come back out and do that? You guys, if you do that, guess what? You're going to get the work.
Yeah, it's about making relationships.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Yes. Oh, I jumped to that. Okay. We've got 8 minutes left, so I got to be very careful with time. I know what people are looking at. They're like, guys, we're at 18 out of 51 slides. Don't worry about it. We're cruising through this. Okay. In-office job matching. Okay. Let's say the AI books your technician to go here and another technician to go there. And you're looking at it and you're going, this technician should go over here. That technician should go over here. Right. We're booking for profits. Okay. What do? You call each of those technicians. You say, hey, I'm switching you because this family over here needs you. And this other technician, you take care of that. Okay. We book for profits. We pair the right technicians with the right home. So even though AI may take over at some point, we still need to be involved and make sure that everything's going the way that it should to make sure that we create the best outcome possible in every scenario. You see, you guys, humans are always going to need to be involved for customer centricity. You just got to broaden your horizons a little bit.
I agree. Completely.
Okay.
Completely.
Here's what we're going to do. We talked a little bit about this. You guys, let me just quickly say what this means, okay? When somebody answers the phone and they just book it, they're not paying attention to what's possible. If you do a really good job, you can notice a few things that will help you replace the unit as opposed to just fixing it, okay? You can turn $500 service calls into $15,000 replacement calls, and you can do it right over the phone. So just broaden your horizons a little bit. Ask questions. Keep your antennas up. Pay attention. Be present. Right? Those are the types of things that can be taught if you're willing to learn. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
All right. So from a technician standpoint, here's our system. It's a very customer service oriented system. We want you to create an environment of safety, comfort, and fun. We want you to earn the tour inside the customer's home. So don't worry about just the thing that you were called out to do. Take a look at the entire home. And the way that you do that is you create such an environment that they feel comfortable with you. They feel safe. They're having fun. And they say, you know what? Let me show you something. Guess what? You just earned the tour. You don't have to go straight to the thermostat. You can take the entire tour, right? So we talk about how to do that. And then we ask the right questions. We provide at least 3 options, and then we get the customer to yes or no. We don't leave without them making a decision one way or the other on which option they want to go with. So that's what I'm getting at there. All right, let's cruise through here. We have calls. Let's listen to those calls later. Right now, let's kind of move through this with the 5 minutes we've got left. I think you're getting the gist though, right? Yeah. I think they've gotten some good quality here. So the customer does deserve options. Make sure you provide lots of options. You guys, even if it is a capacitor, okay? You and I both know if you're switching out a capacitor, chances are there are some other things going on with the system that probably necessitate replacing a part or 2 or 3. You and I both know that. But let's say that you've done all of your tests and all the parts are fine, and it is just a capacitor that they need. Fine. You can still offer 3 options. You can offer a capacitor. You can offer a 200 turbo capacitor. You can offer a capacitor with an extended warranty. 3 options. And you can also talk about a smart split. So don't tell me that there's only one thing to do here. Okay? There's many things to do. And the way you create a shopping environment is by providing options. All right?
Makes sense.
Okay, so now we're really going to cruise.
This is a good one.
We're going to create that environment of safety, comfort, and fun. We're going to earn that tour. And guys, we'll listen to this later. It's just little parts of the call. Okay, you're getting the gist of it. So we're going to cruise through here. See, I told you we're going to get through this. All right. See, now we're on slide 32. Now what? Okay. So options for fixes. Okay. So yes, best to minimum. Okay. We want to go best options to minimum. And we're always educating as we go along with these options. All right. Now we can do this because we have AI tracking the performance of the technicians and the comfort advisors. We can take time now and teach them. All right. I think I'm going to end with this story. Okay. I have a plumber. And obviously I let the cat out of the bag here. I was saying lesson from my plumber. Okay. When I moved to Hurricane, Utah, southern Utah, it's a very deserty type place, right? We're 2 hours away from Vegas. Not my favorite place, Vegas, but Hurricane is warmer than it is up north, right? 3,000 feet of elevation gain.
Okay.
And so when I first got to this house, I noticed we had a Rinnai, really excited about the Rinnai. I get in the shower and it takes 2 minutes for the hot water to get there. The Rinnai is not working properly. Why? Because it wasn't installed properly. Right? Where's my instant hot water? It's not there. Yeah. It's not installed properly. Pretty easy. And so I called the plumber, and the CSR answers, and she says, "Hey, how's it going?" "Well, my Rinnai is not working properly. I don't have my instant hot water." "Cool. What else is going on?" "Well, I need a water softener in my pool house." "You don't have a water softener in your pool house?" Yeah, I don't have one yet." "Okay, let me add that to the list. What else do you want to do in your house? You just moved in. What else is going on?" "Well, I would love to have water purification in my kitchen sink so I don't have to buy a bunch of bottled water." "Okay, cool. Awesome. And what else would you like to do?" Next thing I know, I'm talking about Pebble Ice. "I'd love to have some Pebble Ice so I don't have to go to the gas station to get Pebble Ice." And so the plumber comes out. I get off that phone call. I'm like, that was amazing. So I get off that phone call, and sure enough, the plumber is like, "Okay, so I've got this list here. What do you want to do first?" And he goes through each of the things the CSR did over the phone. And all of a sudden, I go from the perspective of a plumber, I'm calling a plumber, to my plumber. Now he's my plumber. All right. So even if we get to the point where I have my AI calling your AI to book an appointment, what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, "Hey, my AI, I want you to call my plumber because he's going to take care of me," right? He's my plumber now. I'm taking ownership of him. He's mine. Okay? Because he knows what I want to do and how I want to do it. He comes every 3 months and he fills up my water softeners with with salt pellets. Okay, he's my plumber. Okay, so what you want to do, you guys, is maintain the human element in your experience to the point where they take ownership of you. Okay, and that's how you do it, and that's how you win with AI. So, guys, you get the gist of it here. Let me just quickly get to slide 51, so that we can end this thing almost on time.
Look at that. I'm doing good.
But look, the goal here, you guys, the win, it's in the balance. Okay, we want to use AI for coverage. We want to even use it to track human performance, but we still need humans to connect with the customer on an emotional level over the phone and in the home. And from a leadership standpoint, we cannot usurp our responsibility to motivate our team because of AI. Okay, humans need to be involved in a customer-centric business. They need to be involved. Otherwise, we lose our customer centricity. We lose advocacy. We need advocacy to continue to grow, and as well as to justify the margin, right? The price we charge. So keep that in mind as AI comes into the forefront.
No, I like it. And it's going to have to be a balance. You know, there's so many aspects of our industry that really comes down to that customer service, even as educators, right? How we present ourselves and how we teach our technicians, our students, to present themselves to our other customers is one of the most important things that we could teach, is how to communicate, how to use AI, how to use technology to be more efficient, but never lose focus of that human interaction. Does anyone have any questions? I'd love for y'all to reach out and learn more about what Brigham is doing in the industry. And I know it's more on the contractor side. We've had a lot of contractors joining our conversations. And as educators, it's our responsibility to know what's happening in the industry, not just from the technology, not just the software, but that customer experience. Because what the customer is expecting from their contractor may not be the same as when we ourselves were in the field.
Mm-hmm.
A lot to learn. All right. Well, thank you, sir, so much for joining us. Glad everyone was able to hop in with us at the very last minute. I'm grateful for you being here. I am so excited. I am anticipating by next Thursday, we are going to be broadcasting from the new mobile studio. It's all solar. It's all sitting outside right now, just as pretty as it can be. And we'll be sharing that all next with you. So, Brigham, thank you so much for joining us once again. And we will see you all again next week on Did You Know? The ESCO HVAC Show. Bye, everybody.